Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of 7 Levels with Lion. I'm your host, Lionheart16. You can call me Lion. Last episode was so great. We got to have wonderful conversation with Vitamin Action, and the episode before that was Smarpy. And we all, so far, the process has been really fun, really great, and I've really appreciated all the views and the likes and the shares. And remember, if you guys like this stuff, make sure you're liking and sharing, and also, the biggest thing you could do is let me know who you'd like to see next, because I have the next couple people planned out, but like, my circle is closing. I only know so many people, so if you know anyone else that you'd like to see do 7 levels, make sure you mention it to them, and then tell me who it is, and I'll reach out to them. So appreciate that. But with that being said, I'm very excited to introduce our guest this week, Izzy. Welcome to 7 Levels. Izzy, how you doing? You doing all right?
Hey Lion, thank you for the email. I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Awesome.
Rainy Friday over here.
Oh, it's raining over there? Oh wow. It's like brightest day over here, but I love rainy days, so I'm kind of jealous. Well, Izzy, go ahead and take a second and tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself to the people on YouTube.
Sure. Hey everyone, my name is Izzy or Izzy22x, as my Twitch handles and YouTube and Twitter for the most part. I'm a variety streamer with a big focus on Nintendo games, Big Unite, BGC competitively. Actually really excited about the regionals coming back because it's gonna be my first time. I also have 2 little cute dogs, Robin and Luffy. So if I'm not showing my face, I'm usually like just showing them off instead. But yeah, very excited to be here. And I think that's it. I'm so bad at introductions. I'm so sorry.
No, that was great. That was fine. Yeah, Robin is a little cutie. I mean, Luffy obviously is super cute too, but the puppy always gets the most attention, right? So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I am super excited to have you on, and something I know about you that I think would be really curious to talk about before we get into things is something that I've asked you about before that I think makes you very unique. And so I'm really excited to hear your views about things based off of this. But you have a very interesting cultural and ethnic background. Can you take a second to explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. For those that don't know me, I'm actually was born and raised in Ecuador, but I know face Asian, full Chinese here. My parents actually migrated and then had me there and my little brothers. So it's always been a really conflicting history because at home we follow Chinese rules, but then we go to school and we follow like Ecuadorian rules. We didn't have what most people find it common, like, oh, if you do chores you get money. Our parents was like, you should be doing chores because as my kids is your duty. So it was always really conflicting that my parents didn't try to merge a couple of the Ecuadorian stuff. Like they made us go try to be Catholic, but it didn't work out very well, to be honest. Fun fact, we actually disliked it because there's that week that you're not supposed to eat meat.
Oh.
So me and my first brother, we both are sort of Catholic because we had the communion and baptized. But my third brother, like my youngest brother, uh, he's Buddhist. So each time we came to that time where we're supposed, like, we're not allowed to eat meat, he and my mom and my dad would just like he would just, look, I'm eating and you can't. And I'm like, yeah, it's like we got very unhappy as little kids. I imagine not be allowed to eat chicken or beef for like, and we were like, why? And it's like my parents never like really explained it very well to us. Our godparents tried, but we were kids, like we didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Spanish is technically my first language. I do feel it's a little rusty because I literally been in the States for the last 10 years. I moved from for college and I've been lucky enough to be able to stay in the country legally. But yeah, had a very fun childhood. And I always like surprising people the moment I start like speaking Spanish fluently and they're like, what the heck?
Yeah, I remember meeting you because we've known each other, I think probably for over a year now through like Pokemon stuff. And
Absolutely, I think so too.
I remember watching your stream after. I'm pretty sure you rated me first, like a long time ago, and it was like one of the biggest raids I'd had as a beginner streamer. It was awesome, and so I was like immediately like, oh, I'm gonna check this channel out and see what's going on. And I get there, and there's no face cam. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what they look like, but I was like, okay, what is this accent? I was like trying so hard to figure out like where are they from? Where are they from? And then you finally did the face cam reveal like a couple months later. And I was like, I never would have guessed any of this because you were like always going back and forth between English and Spanish and all kinds of stuff. I was like, I never would have guessed that. Yeah, this is who I was talking to. So that's really awesome. So do you mind if I ask you a couple questions about that? Because that's already so intriguing about this. So uh, your brother is Buddhist, but you and your other brother have tried to maintain Catholicism. Like, how does
Well,
your
we technically don't maintain it. We were.
oh, okay.
I'm no offense to the people religion. Okay, I just clarify. I just didn't work out for me and my brother, but um, we don't practice it
Oh, okay.
anymore.
So is your brother that's a Buddhist? Are they still practicing?
No, we are pretty much like we don't really. The most religious person in my family is probably my dad,
Mm.
who does all the So my parents were never big in religion, but the most like it will do is my dad like doing the respect the death ceremonies.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he will
Mm.
make me do a lot the bowing and the I forgot what the sticks are called, but they're pretty big on that. That's probably like the most religious thing I could think of that they do.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So would you say do you have memories of Ecuador at all?
I mean, vaguely.
Vaguely.
Depends which one. I try to forget. I didn't have the best high school or middle school life.
Oh, you were
Maybe
there
one of
until high school.
Yeah, well, I was there until I had to go to college.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. That's quite a bit of your life.
yeah.
Um
18 years and a half.
18 and a half years. Wow. You only hear about like in the Midwest, like I grew up in Oklahoma, as I've said on this stuff before. You only hear about Ecuador because it's the equator. Like that's like the only reason why you hear about it. So, you hear about the weather and everything like that, but they don't really teach you anything about it. Uh, I don't know. Would you say it's worth visiting, like a vacation spot? Would you recommend someone to go to Ecuador?
Not really.
Not
I
really.
mean, most go to the Galapagos Islands. They're better and safer LATAM countries you could go to.
Mm,
Like you only go if you go to like Galapagos Islands. That's the only thing I would recommend.
mm. Um, Well, thank you for that little bit of background. I actually learned something there. I didn't know some of that about you, so I think it's really fun to learn stuff about your friends. So maybe sometime we can continue that conversation a little bit more. But today we are here to play 7 levels. So let me explain the rules of 7 levels to you really quickly, okay? So basically, 7 levels is designed because I have noticed that in chats it feels like there's often times where there's just not an appropriate time to really talk about yourself in a depth that would be well, just appropriate for that channel at the time. So in yours you're usually doing competitive battling, or you used to host dens a lot to like and back everyone knows the culture on hosting dens is basically supply and demand to absolute strangers, so it's not like you're gonna sit there and talk about yourself when all they want is the shiny and dip out. And then when you're in the middle of competitive battling, you're in there trying to strategize. You're also trying to like teach people in the chat like why you're doing the things you're doing. Like not a whole lot of time to be like, yeah, I need to protect here because they probably have a priority move. Anyways, Ecuador. So like basically the reason why this channel is designed is basically because I just or this 7 levels is designed because I think people really want to know content creators and know about them. And so I've designed this interview system that starts off very shallow, very, very shallow, and we get deeper and deeper as we go. And at the end of the day, I just hope we have a good conversation. So, Izzy, are you ready for 7 levels?
Yes,
Yeah?
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do this.
Question number one. Again, we're starting off very shallow and moving and getting deeper and deeper. Question number one. I think I know the answer to this one, so I can't wait to hear what your answer is. What is your favorite food?
I mean, does rice plus anything count?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. Well, so
So rice plus anything, like I don't, if I could have like there'd be always questions about like if you could only eat one thing, what would it always be? And I always be like rice. So I mean, I love sushi. I love poke, which is also rare. I just like fried rice. I just rice is such a big
mm.
uh thing that I grew up with that I just sometimes just rice and and a runny egg
Oh
with a little
yeah,
soy
dude. Oh,
sauce.
so good.
Just hits you. If
Yeah.
it could have all the vitamins and stuff, man, you could just eat that easily.
Yeah, so
So
good.
yeah.
That okay, so that was my second guess, by the way. Just because I've been in your streams a lot, and whenever you and your husband are ordering dinner, so I often hear your dinner order. I'm like, oh, she likes this stuff. But, um, so follow up question to that: uh, which restaurant makes the best rice?
So it's this Thai restaurant actually. Uh, back at my old college place, it was pineapple fried rice,
Oh,
and I've not eaten a better pineapple fried rice anywhere else here, anywhere else in California, but that little Indiana place where I went to college, and man, do I missed it because it's nothing bad. It's just was the right stuff, and it was just so good.
so I had pineapple in the rice.
Yeah, yeah,
Have you
and it
tried to
had like
recreate it?
I did not the best one. A pie, believe it or not, cutting a pineapple is a lot of work.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I saw a life hack on it the other day, and I don't believe it's real, but like some
It's a
chick
lot
just
of work.
like pulled it out from like how they have the little stubbles
Yeah,
on
yeah.
them. She like knifed the square around the thing and just pulled it out like and it was by. I was like, there's no way that's real, but um, okay, Izzy, that is level one. Congratulations. Not too bad, right? It wasn't too bad. Okay, level two. Are you ready?
Oh, go on, come on, hit me.
As a child, what was the best present you've ever received?
Oof. Define child age.
Hmm. How about pre-college?
Pre-college.
Or if there's like just like an exceptional gift maybe that you've had, you could I would let that slide too because I kind of like, you just mentioned you didn't really love love your life in Ecuador, so maybe that might have, so if maybe your husband's giving you like the best gift you've ever gotten.
No, I got one. I mean it's a little cliche as a Pokemon streamer, but it's probably when my parents let us buy Pokemon Gold and Silver, because that's how me and my brothers bonded. Like I had gold, my other brother had silver. We will train, grind together. So Pokemon always had a special place, and I started with Gen 2. So I think I will say, yeah, when so we were only allowed to buy one game every year as a
Wow.
Christmas gift. And so I will always save my money for that year for Pokemon if it came out. They were a little nicer about the consoles because um we could share between all of us. So like it's like you get this and we get the games.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will be probably my best friend is Pokemon Gold and Silver because it got me to love a generation of games and meet all these amazing people in Twitch because of that.
Wow. Yeah, and to start on Johto, I mean, if you ask me, that's the best one. So like, did you played a Heart Gold Soul Silver? Did you play that one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, such a good game. I love it.
I love Totodile. That was my main.
Totodile. Yeah, I was just about to ask you who your favorite starter was. Yeah. Okay, so what? When you're playing through it, what was the first evolution you picked in Johto?
I actually didn't like the evolutions.
Really? Wow, that's a hot
I
take right
I
there.
I was I just felt like Farah just went ham, and I I just loved um I just loved what's it called? The doggos.
Oh, uh, like the legendary dogs.
Raikou, Suicune, and Entei. Yeah, I was trying
Okay.
to think Raikou. I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember like a couple of the Pokemon that you beat the Elite Four with?
Probably Farah is the one I will say. I actually probably Gengar
Gengar.
because I love Gengar too,
So for
and
alligator,
Pichu.
Gengar, Pichu.
Yeah,
Like you kept it
yeah,
as a Pichu, like a little
yeah.
guy.
I hot take. I was a Pichu person over Pikachu or Raichu.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Well, cool, awesome. That is level 2. Thank you, Izzy. I appreciate that. I'm learning more and more about you. That's great. Are you ready for level 3?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do this.
Which family member have you been the closest to, and why?
I will say my youngest brother. Um, we face a lot of judgment from our family. My middle brother got away with it because he technically was eldest son, even though I'm the eldest. So
Oh.
he got a little, but yeah, I had the eldest pressure, but also because of um Chinese cultural patrio, like
The patriarchy
patriarchy.
thing? Yeah.
Yeah, patriarchy. I was like looked down a little. So and then my youngest brother, like, I don't know if I ever told you this, but if you were left-handed, it was a bad thing. A lot of people are okay with left-handed people, but as I actually was born as a left hand, and I got hit and thought I was gonna go to hell, and that's why I'm no longer a left-handed. I don't remember that, but that's what my mom told me because she told me, yeah,
What in the
I
world?
you and your brother were both left-handed, so like all three of us were having left-handed, but she was too scared to defend us, and so she listened to our extended family, but my youngest brother, that's when she cut like a little bit like no. But my youngest brother was it's also like a little more emotional being the youngest too, and then left-handed because he still got judged for being left-handed,
Mm.
and he also wear glasses, and he also is not in tech, so all these things like made him like not like look down, but
Yeah.
kind of at a level, and so he got a different kind of pressure because my middle brother, while not perfect, he was average and follow what our parents wanted. He's in tech too,
Mm.
so that's why I think he and I are the closest, because we both share like a very similar burden, and that's what got us like a lot closer. Too bad he doesn't like the games I like.
Does he ever come in and watch you on Twitch?
Yeah, actually, both of them do.
Oh, that's super cool. That's super cool. Well, okay, can you explain to me more if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Actually forgot to ask you about that during the pre-interview, but um so if I ask you to explain to me you don't want to, just tell me no and we'll move on. And
Sure.
um can you explain to me more about the like left-handed issue? Because I don't think I've ever heard that.
So my mom left the beer and bagels. I said she literally told me, "Oh yeah, you were left-handed, but your aunt hit you and told you were gonna go to hell, so that's why you're right-handed." And I have no memory of it.
Huh. That's
I,
on
I I mean,
your
like it's not anywhere near me,
wow.
mine was, and I didn't know that she did it to because my first brother, he's like 4 years younger than me, so I was at least potentially 5, 4, roughly. So I will have remember watching her like do that to my other brother, but I don't even remember that.
Mm.
But yeah, I actually never thought, because I believe that the jokes now are if you're left-handed, you're known to be smarter. I think like I think that the thing got swapped, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that so is that the your aunt on your dad's side or your mom's side? Oh, your dad's side.
That's
Okay.
I. That's I.
Man, what a peculiar incident. Um
I know. I like always telling that story.
it is super, yeah, it's just it's amazing that the stuff your brain sometimes just kind of like fades out. Like it's almost like, hey, don't worry about this. Like you don't need to think about that too much or something like that. But wow, how interesting. Um, okay, but back to your brother. I liked what you mentioned a word, or you mentioned a phrase like sharing the same burden, which I think that's a really interesting phrase. Um, do you do you think that that is a thing amongst, or sorry, let me rephrase this. Let's say your youngest brother didn't exist, and it was just you and your middle brother, but then they would be the youngest brother, but also the oldest son. Do you think that burden, or you would just share the burden with him, or do you think you would feel isolated without your youngest brother? Does that make sense?
I yeah. I don't think so. Like um because I got to discover, like, we got the internet as it got tougher. Um, because I got away with ignoring my parents a lot as long as I had good grades and stuff. They pretty much left us.
Mm,
That was like the condition.
mm,
So tell him, I don't think it will be like as bad because I was the first one to get out of the country. Like I was like, bye parents. So I think unlike a lot of other people, if they were in my situation, the fact that I was able to like literally leave my house and study abroad, where I had other friends I could meet, like other people that actually were in the similar situation as me too. Some of them helped a lot, plus internet. But yeah, I think that I don't think it will. It's nice to just have my brother, but I don't think it will have changed too much.
mm. Okay, I think I misunderstood something you said earlier. So your parents immigrated to Ecuador from where?
China.
From China, and then you went to now since you went to school in you came to school in America to and left
For
Ecuador
college.
for college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have dual citizenship?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I am getting my American with my husband
Awesome.
next year.
That's cool. That's cool. Um, well, wow, what a dynamic. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stereotypes out there about Chinese culture in the family and stuff like that. Um, so I've always kind of wondered like how much of it is true. And so I imagine it's like a different differs from family to family. Like if you're like second generation, um, if you have kids, basically they would be. Do you think would you consider if you started raising kids, would you implement certain of those Chinese cultural family dynamics, or do you think you would just kind of like start fresh?
It might be controversial, but as much as I did not like my parents hitting me, like, I mean, I do think that a kid needs a little bit of like spanking. I think that's the only thing I will probably, because otherwise my mom and dad always said really weird things. Like when I had a cough, mom was like, "Don't eat fried things. Don't have a cold drink." Uh, they literally didn't believe in dentists.
Mm, interesting.
Um, they will take me to go to school even though I wasn't feeling the best.
Mm,
I had to be like high fever for them even to consider me skipping school. Um, and then even though they're okay with my youngest brother, like field. Um, I never liked that they were like, oh, this is actually funny. So I think maybe a year ago, super randomly, my mom was like, "You should be a lawyer," and I'm like, "What?" And mind you, like this is parents that told me that like they want me to be the CEO of Google. So I have a nice job. It's pretty nice. It's well off. Like it's not what I like to make more. Yes, but I like the flexibility. But it's just they always have these super high expectations that I am kind of happy that they're not like in the same country as me,
Mm,
because we usually like I am so happy with my freedom I got that when I interact with them and they do something that I'm not used to, I have to control myself a
mm.
little bit. Um, so yeah, besides the spanking, I don't think I really want to raise my kid as my parents raised me, because I think they did a really bad job and they're just lucky we're not we're not too bad human beings.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of research even done on like spanking and stuff like that. And it seems like the objective statement about it is you have to be very clear whenever if you do discipline a child like that, you have to be very clear about why that is correlated with what they're doing. Because sometimes kids get very confused about um the punishment, right? It's honestly that goes across all kinds of punishment. You have to be really clear about punishment, which so I'm glad you're already thinking about that and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so that's good. I mean, I think we all end up learning stuff from our parents, right? And sometimes it's learning what to do, and sometimes it's learning what not to do, and hope. And I think at the end of the day, we just hope that we are, good parents, right? But well, man, that was a great level 3. Good job, Izzy. You passed level 3. Are you ready for level 4? If you answer this one, you're the halfway point. You're cleared past it. You ready for it?
Yeah, come on there.
Okay. Oh, I can't. This is a good one. Question number 4. What is something in adulthood that has hurt your feelings?
Wow, this is actually so deep.
Yeah, it's really personal too. So of course, again, if there's, you can hold back or you can be honest. Like, eat. Well, I'm excited to hear anything you say.
Yeah, not to get. I mean, a funny thing is like my parents would never watch this, but I would tell them in the face too.
Okay.
Like I'm the type that if I ever say something, I will own it up. Like I will own it up, no problem. But so this hits very hard. I had this college friend. She she and I bonded like super quick. I consider her a sister, and after like her last year of college, the semester before that last year, um, she and I wouldn't like fight, but we'll get into like some arguments, and like we started like I was trying to focus on getting a job because it was my junior year and stuff. So we distanced ourselves a little. And then when we get to interact, we will at least fight once within that same night or day. It will be for stupid reasons. It was really weird. I don't know why we just started like just having arguments. And she ended up breaking with her ex, and I was like, well, I really want to go to South Korea. Um and then I was like I was gonna stay with her ex, and she wasn't happy about that, which is funny. Uh, because I was like, it's not like I'm gonna go like do anything with your ex. It just you're because she wasn't in South Korea, so I couldn't stay with her. And it
Right.
was the last summer I could get out of the country before I was like kind of stuck
Mm,
for visa reasons.
right.
So it was my last chance of like actually leaving the country and my last free summer. Um, so I did that. She got really mad, and then that whole year, like that whole summer, she just didn't talk to me. And then I thought maybe she just needed some space. But it just ended to the point where uh I do have a temper that I do try to control, but you can't just ignore me a whole summer and expect me to be all smile at you.
Yeah.
Like she didn't even tell our mutual friends.
Mm.
So I was very hurt, and I told her, it's like, you can at least do a better job pretending to be friends with me if we're gonna be like hanging out with other people, because it was our friend's birthday.
Mm.
Like, was it the best smart thing to do? No. Maybe that's what scared her away. But I was just like, I personally think I had every right to snap at her after how I felt like I was being treated, especially because our other friends were not even in the inn. So yeah, she pretty much, I was waiting that whole, it was a long weekend too, and then all of a sudden I was just checking my Facebook, and it's like, oh, I don't see her on my timeline. So like I found out that, like, she blocked me.
Oh man.
uh Imagine, like, she didn't even have the balls to tell me, hey, I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
Right.
So I did one more childish thing, which was like send her a text saying, I'm done with you too. uh but it hurt me most because, like, I never like, she was like that person where I will call at 3 a.m. I was like, can you pick me up? She will be the person that I will even have, like, even though we're not religious, like the concept of godmother, godfather stuff, like I will have made her like um my kid's godmother, type of stuff. So I was really hurt. I like,
Mm.
and the most accurate thing is that I thought she was just gonna go to South Korea and I will never see her again. But she's in the States, and I'm seeing her again on a wedding that my friends is going to.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. I avoided the bachelor party just to prolong my me meeting her.
Yeah.
Um, so
Well, what do you expect the wedding to be like?
I don't know. I hope that now that she's a kid, she's mature enough.
Mm.
Um, but we're probably just gonna play ignore each other, because you know how girls are. Like, I wish I was a guy so we could just, and she was a guy too, so we could just fight it and get over it. That's the one thing I'm always jealous about, guys. You guys just shout at each other and fight it, and then chill. Girls, man, girls like need to be like tied in two chairs and stick in a room maybe, and hopefully they talk to each other.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, okay, let me give you a hypothetical. Okay. Let's say you are going back to visit your college campus. Oh, hey, Robin. You're going back to visit your college campus, and you specifically go into that rice shop because you're jonesing for some of that pineapple rice, right? You walk in, and the restaurant is empty, except it's her sitting at a table by herself. You go up and get your order, and then for some reason the whoever takes the orders gets you your food, and then they just go back to the back room. So it's just you and her sitting alone in this restaurant. What do you do?
Too prideful. I she needs to be the one reaching out for me.
So you just sit by yourself?
Yep.
And
I'm too prideful.
I mean, hey, I think let me level with you, Izzy. I can hold a mean grudge, all right? Like I hold a grudge pretty well. I probably fall on the side of error on that aspect. Like but Robin's so cute.
I know,
Um
right?
um okay, so the hypothetical continues. You're sitting down by yourself, but it's still you two. She gets up from her table and asks to sit down. What do you say?
I probably will say yes.
Say
Like I
yes?
said, I'm willing to open the communication if she's the one approaching.
Okay. That's fair. I think it's fair. I mean, yeah, and that's such a I mean, it's none of my business really, but like that is a very interesting way for a friendship to end, you know? It makes sense that I don't think she it makes sense that something was like that would bug her, you know, like it would be uncomfortable. But that the reason why something like that would bug her is on her end with her boyfriend, right? It's not. It shouldn't be on the end with you, or I should say ex-boyfriend, right? So like, so that kind of thing is it's like it's you know it's unfortunate that you lost someone so special to you for something like that, and I think that happens more often than not based off of people not owning up to how they're really feeling about something, a situation, and then trying to like make it into something else. Um, but yeah, that really sucks, and I hope everything goes really well at the wedding. You have
Yeah,
to
there's alcohol.
you'll
There's
you,
alcohol.
you'll have to let me know how it goes. But okay, that was question number 4. You are halfway, Izzy. Thank you for your honesty. That was a great story. I feel like,
Okay.
yeah, I think that was a really important thing to say. This next one, man, this is a good question too. Okay, Izzy, question number 5, level number 5. Are you the main character, the side character, a cool mentor, an NPC, a villain, or something else? Like what? Like if you're watching an anime, you're sitting down and watching Naruto, One Piece, any new anime, who do you relate with the most? Who are you?
I'm the side character.
Side character, first side character, next side character, like which side character?
Probably second side character.
Second side
Oh,
character. Why do you feel that way?
yeah. I don't. As much as I like attention, I feel like the main character always has too much responsibility.
Mm.
Like too much karma. Have you not seen all those Disney movies? You always lose one parent, dude. I don't want to be that. I'd rather be the one with my parents and be like, "Yo, main character, come over here. We can have a happy family."
Oh, interesting.
See,
Yeah.
but also like for example, like Batman Begins, the best quote. Like I always, and I'm probably gonna mess up the quote, but is the quote like you live long enough
Oh, yep.
to either become a villain or what was the other half?
It's uh
I said I was gonna mess it up.
yeah, yeah. No, no, I know which one you're talking about. It's you live long gosh. Now I
Right?
can't think
I
of
just remember
it.
I just remember the villain part. So, but I don't remember that because I don't remember if you die before you become a villain or you live in Londra. But like, uh, and it's just that resonates with us. It's true. Like power corrupts and stuff, and it's like I don't need to be in the spotlight.
Okay, I
Right?
googled it real quick because it was bugging me. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Okay.
There you go.
I at least knew the one because yeah I wasn't sure if it's die a hero the a hero part was the one I wasn't sure
Yeah,
but the
yeah,
die I was pretty sure
yeah, yeah.
yeah so
Um, okay, so you actually like enlightened me there on something though. You said something really curious. Because typically people would approach that question with a essence of like self-worth and self-value, and it sounds like you actually have already found your value in being a side character that comes from a really healthy spot, like because I wasn't even thinking like you know basically you're saying tragedies happen to the main characters, but every main character needs that character that's like everything's okay with me, so come be with me. So I think that's like super interesting about how you view your life's output, like about because it sounds like you've had some pretty rough stuff happen, but you
but all things considered I personally think I'm very lucky
wow, see,
given
that's awesome. That's a great like outlook on the world. um I, so would you naturally describe yourself as, actually, you know what, I'm not even gonna put words in your mouth, I'm gonna ask you to do it. Give me some adjectives that describe yourself
oh,
other than physical stuff. Like tell me about like the essence you give out. What's your vibe?
I'm cocky
Cocky. Okay.
uh I'm biased. If I
Bias.
really like you, I will miss your flaws very easily.
Hmm.
Uh, and I'm some people will call it pessimist. I like to call myself a realist.
Okay.
I like to gamble a little, but I'm usually more like the probably the best description is realistic. Like I just why do X over Y when X brings me no like puts me in a tougher spot? Like I will play it safe,
Mm.
and it's like, oh, a car. Like what's a good example? I am that person that if you ask, would you rather save one person to save the whole world? I mean, no, to screw the whole world, or you rather screw?
Yeah, yeah,
Am I
no,
doing it
yeah,
like
no. I know what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Save one person or save the whole world. Right.
yeah. So I will be well. I will go for so let's save the world, but I will also make exceptions if the person is like very special to me.
Mm. Okay.
So
Interesting. Well,
I have like I will always go for what is more profitable or more like beneficial like overall, but I will break that for friendship and love.
yeah. Wait. That actually explains a lot because I keep this with me. It's an experience that I've had with you when I was streaming one day. I was playing Pokemon and stuff like that, and it's something I say in my stream a lot, and then go against it often when I'm battling people. And you often help me to remember you got to keep them honest in the battles because that's the safe way to win. You got to keep them honest. So that makes a whole lot of sense. That's how you view things. Um, well, cool. Great, Izzy. I love that. Thank you for being so honest about that. I think it's also really special. Um, I got one more follow up for this because I think it'd be cool. Out of all the side characters in all the things, what are a couple of side characters that you really love? Anime, movies, video games. Who are they?
Mm, I really like Red Hood.
Oh yeah, from Batman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Red Hood is probably a really cool side character. Anime wise, probably Nico Robin from One Piece.
I
Um,
haven't watched One Piece. I know that's like a sin in the anime world, but I just can't bring
it's
myself
okay.
to
It's
do
a
it.
lot of
Yeah,
episodes.
I just can't bring myself to do it.
It's okay. I don't. And then if I had to choose, like I will be like Mystic. I thought she from Pokemon. I thought she was a pretty when she matured a little bit.
Oh,
I think Mystic was a really amazing side character. She and May probably had one of, in my opinion, one of the better storylines.
oh, are you saying
Uh,
Misty from season one? Or
yeah,
oh, okay, okay, and May.
from Kanto.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Mystic, like Team Mystic. The girl, I was like, she has a
Oh.
storyline. I don't even know it, but okay. Misty and May.
No.
Okay,
Misty,
cool.
Misty, yeah, May. So
Yeah, I actually love that one about Misty, and that actually makes a lot of sense for you. Because she got the whole awkward sibling rivalry thing going on, and like and she claims her own thing, like I'm not gonna just like do this thing. I'll do it when I'm ready. I like that. That's good. Okay, Izzy, that is question number 5. And again, thank you for being so honest. I love that answer. How you feeling? You doing all right?
no, no, I'm feeling just kidding. I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good. Uh um it's been a while since, but I always liked you. Like I am a mostly a pretty open person. Is so like when people ask me stuff, I usually 90% of the time I respond them very honestly.
Mm,
Or like I don't feel, or I will straight up tell you I don't feel comfortable. So
yeah.
pretty good.
Well, good. Yeah, and like I said, I think that's like the cool thing about 7 levels is like stream is often not the place to talk about something like this. You know what I mean? So this kind of helps it a little bit. Okay. Question number 6, level 6. You only got 2 more. You only got 2 more things to answer, and then we're out of here. What are you the least confident in, and what do you do to build your confidence when you're feeling like your confidence is low?
I think the most generically speaking, I would say my decision making. Sometimes I hesitate, but other times I'm like, I think this is the right thing to do, but then it ends up being wrong. So, trying to just think smartly, because sometimes I get my emotions too strong, or it's like it's someone I care, so I just like react instead of like, wait, hold up, and then just to like work on it. I mean, I just put myself on top swords, and just like, for example, I've been playing Unite a lot,
Mm,
and if people tune into my streams, I can get very mean sounding,
mm,
is what I would call. And you're kind of familiar with how I am with Pokemon BGC, so it's like it's kind of in that line
yeah.
where I don't mean to sound as mean, but in the heat of the moment, I know I do. And then I say, this is the decision we should do as a team. Is it the best decision? No, because you never know. Like there's other factors that can happen. Thankfully, crits and para hacks don't exist on then.
Oh my
uh,
gosh, so true. Oh my gosh.
oh, actually, crits
Crits
exist
do,
in Pokemon
but they're
Unite.
not
Actually,
nearly
yeah,
as drastic as a
oh,
VGC
that's right.
crit.
But yeah, so it's stuff like that. And then me and Slim have gotten very close throughout that. Like he will call me on my BS, I will call him on his BS. So I think having him as another person to call me out when I'm wrong, because of some people are like too shy to tell me. I really appreciate it. And I think it has made me more like confident on like I think this is the right call when it
Mm.
comes to some decisions, stuff in life and gaming.
So you would maybe say that you gauge your confidence and help build your confidence based off like the people you respect like agreeing with you or like following you and stuff like that, or
In
like.
a way, I also don't want them to just blindly agree with me.
Oh right, no, that's what I'm saying. So
Right.
like you
Yeah.
respect them enough that you know, and they respect you enough that they know that you guys should have an honest level of communication.
Yeah.
So like whenever you say something and they agree with you, that's when you're like, okay, this is a good decision.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's a really great level of accountability to have amongst peers and stuff like that. That's awesome. Um, so what is, Unite is one thing. It's so new, right? It's like literally so new. And um, side note, I think it's really interesting that they didn't do the seasonal thing that Pokemon does, where they knock you out of Masters and try to so you have to get back in. I thought
Oh,
that was
there's still 17 days. Maybe that's gonna reset it.
maybe,
Maybe that.
we'll
Yeah. I
see.
don't know. This season is going too long. I
Yeah.
agree.
But um, but I would wonder like what are some other things maybe outside of video games that you have a low confidence level in for yourself.
I don't like talking to strangers. It
Oh,
sounds weird coming from a streamer.
yeah. Well, streamers have the computer guarding them, like yeah. And mods with ban hammers that could just bot people at any second. But um, yeah, I feel that. Did you take public speaking in college?
We had one class that was mandatory. I hated every single minute of it. Like
Mm,
I can put it at the moment, but like me and my husband, we don't even like calling to order. That's like I have forced myself more so he doesn't have to.
mm.
But yeah, we don't like people IRL, dude. I mean, we do, but we don't like yeah, we just don't like talking to strangers.
Yeah, I feel that. So, do you think if you went back now and took that same class that was mandatory, do you think you'd do a lot better at it than you did in college?
I don't want to sound cocky, but I did pretty damn well in
Oh,
class.
okay.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I got an A or a B plus.
Well, okay, the grade is one thing, but like I guess on a confidence level, do you think you would walk into that class still being nervous
Not
at the?
really.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I just don't like people staring at me as I'm talking. It's actually very intimidating just to have a bunch of people like that are not even half like really paying attention, but they have to look at you, and you have to like they gave us lessons like picture them naked or like look at the wall behind them. I was like, dude, that doesn't work. I always have to like look at someone.
Yeah, it's impossible to avoid the things like that. But um, so would you say that had a little bit to do with why when you started streaming you weren't doing face cam?
Yeah. I might not look at it, guys, but I am actually a very shy person,
So
believe it or not.
obviously there was like a goal for you to get face cam, if I remember right. What was it? Do you remember?
I think it was maybe 50 subs or
50
100
subs,
subs.
something like that.
Yeah,
So
something like that.
um after you reached that point, like I mean now here you are, because that was like, I mean, what was that, like 9 months ago or something like that? Like it's been like,
Something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Like here you are now. Um, does it seem like that was like a weird thing to be nervous about?
No, I think everyone, despite like everyone is always self conscious.
Hmm.
Because unlike the comp class, you're putting your face in front of uh, like mirrorless, like which is it's nice, but also scary because you never know what they're looking what the other person on the other side is looking when they're looking at you.
Hmm.
And I get a little nervous like do I have like food in my hair, like is my place too messy, stuff like that. But it's partially be shy and like partially like I just wasn't that confident about it. I was like, but I then enjoy it. I mean, there's still days where I would prefer not having a cam. Excuse me. But I think if it wasn't a bad experience. And I made it to the way where I got really comfortable because I did that one night where like, hey, let's do a preview. Uh, and like, I remember like Smart be like taking a clip, like, no, you guys can't show it to the world. Um, but yeah, I just this is like little bits here, and then I finally got comfortable to the point that guys, you're just gonna watch me eat now. Because that's another thing. It's like, I mean, I still close it when I'm eating chicken wings because I don't think you guys want to watch me eat my chicken wings.
It's a little intense, huh?
Uh, Otherwise, yeah.
Well, cool. I'm pretty sure. I think there's something really important to be said about well, if you think about it, like there's so many of our friends that we know, right? Started off streaming, like a lot of the people in our friend group have streamed a couple times, and I think a lot of them have like stopped streaming sometimes, and then I think a lot of them even started streaming and also didn't do face cam right off the bat and stuff like that. And then I think some of them started doing face cam again, or and then stopped streaming again. You know what I mean? And so I think it's really important to something that you do really well. I've always appreciated this about you, is that, and you said this at the beginning of I mean, or not the beginning, but a while back. Oh, when I asked you to describe yourself, you just own it. So you're doing, you know, you started doing face cam, you're doing face cam. Like this is it now. Like this is me. You already know it. You know, it's been clipped. It's been, you know, it is what it is. And so from now on, like we're gonna face cam. And so I think that's something that a lot of people could learn from you, is the confidence that it takes to just own it. So I really appreciate that about you, and I think it's really cool. And I hope if anyone watches this, they can like look up to you for that thing. I think it's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
But okay, that's level 6. Level 6 completed. You have one more level, Izzy. One more level. So level 7. So far, this has been a reoccurring question. So vitamin Action has answered this, and so has Smartby, and you were going to be the third person to answer. I'm pretty confident that it's a really good question that I think the rest of the people in season 1 will be answering. But here it is, level 7, the last question. What is a change in the world that you would like to see but aren't sure you're able to implement?
How realistic does it have to be?
It actually doesn't have to be realistic at all, because the whole point is that you aren't able to do it. If it was realistic,
Well,
that means you would be able to do it. So,
I suppose that's true. So I want to say teleportation. Um, and I think everyone that might be watching this video or has a lot of online friends, we all wish that some of us could just go outside, be like, "Hey, let's hang out," instead of like just Discord video calls. Which,
right.
mind you, I still love them, but
Yeah.
like, I would love to be able to just be like Bear, Kisum, Belsa, Lion, like Fan, all my Twitch friends, all my VGC friends, just be like, "Pop, hi, let's have dinner together."
Oh,
Obviously careful because of COVID, but
yeah.
um, start a streamer, like meeting all these people during COVID, and the fact that one is not always safe to go to see some of them, because I actually have people that are high risk,
Hmm.
so I can't even like really, I don't want to risk them. uh but yeah, I would love to be able to just teleport to my all my online friends once in a while. And also, as someone that has a couple friends where they only have online people, and sometimes
Oh, yeah.
physical contact is so important for
Oh,
them.
yeah.
um I wish that was an option, because there's been so many times where one of them have a bad day, and
Mhm.
I wish I was just right there giving them hug, because I'm lucky enough to have two dogs and a husband. So when I am sad, I'm just like, unless you have an emergency, can you give me a hug, please, honey? And if he does, I just grab Luffy and Robin, and they hate it, but I was just like, look, you can stay here in my bed, okay? Just hugging them and stuff. Like, I am a little bit of like a physical person, that I love hugging people. Once I'm comfortable with you. So yeah, that's why I would say I wish teleportation was a thing that existed. Um, so I could actually see a lot of the people I have met throughout life, that I have a hard time going to see, because different countries, work, and stuff like that. So yeah, that will be my take on it.
I think that's an awesome thing. Yeah, growing up, I used to be that, not nearly as noble as you, to be able to go and hug the people that need help with hugs and stuff like that. But I just think it would be a crazy. I hate driving cars. Not that I'm bad at it. It's just such a waste of time. Like to like sit there and think about how many minutes or hours or days I've wasted in a car. You know what I mean? I'm just always like, I wish I could just like be there. So I think teleportation is a great answer, but I've never thought about it from the perspective of like, helping the people that we love and care about. And you're so right, man, with COVID and everything and how things have gone. Just hearing, being in a Twitch community means like lurking in multiple people's chats at a time, and it seems like a day doesn't pass that we don't hear about someone who just wishes they had somebody. You know what I mean? And um, do you think, if you were to wager, which sometimes you said you're a gambling person, but I know you meant that in a different context, but how many people do you think that are active in Twitch communities, like active enough, that aren't streaming? So they're not the streamer, they're like either a mod or just like, the person that has the most watch time in a channel. Um, how many of them do you think have an appropriate level of in real life interaction?
I don't I don't think a lot of them will be, especially if you're not even a streamer. because we had I don't want to mention names, but we had viewers that we know that what they mostly do is just watch Twitch, because especially with COVID, like that was how they got their interactions. Because
Right.
I know especially for the younger peeps, they do spend on their phones 24/7, a little, or like on Twitch a little more than they should. And I always be like, wonder like, oh, is it like because you can't contact your friends, or like maybe you and your friends always like watch Twitch together? Because I would still be surprised. Like I still hang out with my friends. It's a little harder, but we have something like once a month. But yeah, I think it would be a smaller number because you wouldn't be on Twitch otherwise. From at least my pool of people, because a lot of my IRL friends actually don't do Twitch. They don't even know. They're like, Twitch what? And I was like, what? So it's actually pretty shocking when they tell me, look, I know we're old, but we're not that old that you guys don't know what Twitch is.
Right.
But yeah, no, they a lot of them's like, yeah, we don't even bother watching,
Hmm.
like, because otherwise I will make them watch me and sub to me. By the way, literally neither of them do. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah, I think that is that's actually something that's kind of come up in it came up in my last interview with Vitamin Action, and I think it's going to come up frequently in these interviews that like as content creators, we are dealing with content consumers. So, content consumers for an online media, usually the most important thing that they're lacking is like an actual in real life social dynamic. And I think it's pretty concerning because it's not rare to just find somebody in chat who doesn't like realize the way they're coming across in chat, right? Like it's like
yes,
it's off. It's like pretty often that like you're just like this person just doesn't understand like how the way they're saying things is like digging a hole to like
yep,
and then so like in a world where they're already feeling isolated, it must feel even worse to be isolated in a chat room, right?
absolutely,
Like I just like I can't even imagine. And then sometimes I feel like uh another weird way this goes is if I make a joke in a chat that would come across really well in real life and it just completely misses in a chat because it's like they didn't hear me say it. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I'm like just weird. you know?
no, totally get it.
um
But yeah,
and yeah, I mean, I think that's really cool that you would pick teleportation to be able it would be really neat to just be like, you know what, let's teleport and meet at this park right now. We're gonna do a little picnic outside, COVID friendly. Everyone bring your own food and we're just gonna sit and hang out and then we'll teleport and be back to our own place. And that would really that would actually like solve a huge majority of that issue, because I guarantee you the same way you do your like movie nights, your community movie nights and stuff
yeah,
like that, it would like be like that, but even better because you would be in person just hanging out and like you could obviously it wouldn't solve that issue completely because there'd be some people who would still be too afraid to do it, right?
yeah,
the
oh,
same
absolutely,
the same issue with your with the like the meeting strangers or public speaking and everything like that. Some people would still choose to be, no, I want to be locked in my room where
yeah.
no one knows what's going on. But that was a great answer though, Izzy.
Thank you, thank you.
But hey, congratulations, you made it through 7 levels. Good job, Izzy. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate everything you've ever done. I mean, you were a huge help during my back whenever I used to run the gym challenge, which I'm still hoping to make a season 4 of that, and I think it'll be pretty fun. But I got to see what the new games do before then, and but I hope you come
Yeah,
through for that if if there's another one. But I just wanted to let you have a second to tell the community, YouTube, Twitch, or whoever ends up seeing this, Twitter, everything like what you got going on, what's coming up, where can we find you, and how can we stay in touch with you?
sure. I am very, very active on Discord. That probably is like one thing I'm very bad at not be glued. But otherwise, Twitter is another really good place to find it. It's just Izzy22x1 at the end, but you can, there's not a lot. The other one is not even active. But I, assuming things don't go too bad, I am planning on going to Indianapolis on May. That's gonna be the first Pokemon regional event I'm gonna be going. I'm also planning to go into San Diego for TwitchCon. I believe that is in August
That'd be
or
so cool.
September. Yeah, and then the other planned trip right now is to Vancouver. Um, I think that might be on April. But those are like I always have planned to be going to, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to meet a couple of amazing um Pokemon streamers and other streamers or even viewers that have come because I do know um that a lot of peeps are excited for these IRL events. Obviously, I'm really hoping they're safe, especially TwitchCon. That's probably the one
Yeah.
I'm the most scared of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna be keeping my mask most of the time, but there are. I'm just gonna play a little bit by the ear. I do trust a lot of people that are coming to TwitchCon already, and usually you stay like in specific groups. But I never
Right.
got to go there. So, but those are other places that where you can like, if you're ever interested to meet me,
Yeah.
well, we'll be there.
Oh man, that would be so cool. That's awesome. Well, Izzy22x, thank you so much for doing 7 levels. I've really appreciated this conversation. I hope you have too.
I
Um,
have, and thank you for the invite, dude. I really appreciate it.
oh yeah,
And
of
it's super
course.
awesome that you're doing this. I think this is great.
Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Well, other than that, that's it. So, thank you, Izzy, and thank you, YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.